Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Planet Faz Solicitors. Victory. It feels good. Very good. One down, two more to go. They thought I was going to let it slide. I was not going to let it slide. I came prepared today. I've been telling you, I'm going to bring the tactic board out, everything. The tactic board. We can break down Manchester United. Do you know what I'm saying? We can break it down proper. Sexy. Dallo. Do you know what I'm saying? Tactic board. And I had receipts, man. I had plenty of receipts. I had more, to be fair. I had way more, man. I had way more receipts than what I actually presented. And this is, there are some fans here that are thinking, why is Faz going so deep? Like, just let it slide. But it's deeper than rap. It is deeper than rap because, bro, it's years, 2 years of this. Ever since, especially my members, maybe Adam, Ronald, some of the other members who are in the members only group chat, right? They will know that I was Erik Ten Hag out, or Erik Ten Hag, like, on Erik Ten Hag watch since he lost the final against Man City. Ever since then, I had a shaky feeling about him because I believe in any more than football style, football play, goals, whatever. I believe in football heritage, the heritage of a club, the heritage of a manager. What is their heritage? And losing the final to Man City while they were on a treble charge, and you are playing them in England at Wembley, the probability is 1 in a billion. All of that. If you put in an algorithm, the probability of that is 1 in a billion. So ever since then, I was on, Erik Ten Hag watch. Big up to Saeed for the raid as well. Appreciate that. Make sure everybody who's coming in pay your rent. It's time to talk a bit more about football. Excuses Galore says, "Oh, more." I was skeptical. Yeah, you were there, Adam. One of my members, early members. Big up to you. That will never leave Neji, will it? Faz, big up for the super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate you. Says, Faz, the way Neji disrespected you was not right. It is okay because I don't have to say. I just text him. I just text him, and he said I've had an outburst and I need to work on that and whatever. But at the end of the day, Neji didn't like the fact that I basically was on everyone on Mandem Talk who was Erik Ten Hag. It's plain and simple. You enter the chat, you enter the stream, I'm going to be on you. It is as simple. It is as because the thing is, I will only do what I expect someone to do to me, as in grill me. That's it. It's no different. That's how the game works. You want me to pull out a slide tackles? You want me to take it easy? Would you want Manchester United players to pull out a slide tackles? No. No. Marcel, even when Marcel said, that he's Erik Ten Hag out, I didn't let it slide that easy. I grilled him still. You can't just say, I'm out, or I'm done. No, you can't wash your hands that easy, man. Can't. Especially, and the reason why I did that as well, listen to this, is because of you guys, and you people, the fans. Because I can only imagine, how you lot felt. At least us, we can have a communication, we can talk on stream, we can text each other. I only wonder how some of you lot felt listening and then not agreeing and then having to hear it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Do you know how many shows that we have argued for you to just come on one show and then say, I'm out, I'm done. Oh, no worries. Okay, come on this side. No, man. Life doesn't work like that, bro. Not in my world, not in Planet Faz, it doesn't. You do the crime, you do the time. And if I committed a crime, I will do the time. Like I said, I can take it all day. I will take it all day, every day. No problem. Whatever my sentencing is, give it to me. I'll take it. But when you have to take yours, I'm going to give it. And it's gonna be long and hard. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make it easy. I'm not gonna make it soft. So yeah, that's that. Um, yeah, you missed the Mandem talk, man. You missed it. You missed it, Tal. Marcel, and the cheek of Marcel at the end, yeah, to say, oh, I didn't get prison sentence. Bro, it's gonna be long stuff, bro. It's gonna be long stuff. Let me see. Big up fast. You went crazy on the Mandem talk. I had the Hugo Boss out. I had the Hugo Boss suit, my shirt, and this is a heritage scarf, by the way. This is a heritage scarf, Manchester United Platinum Premium scarf, sent to me by the club because I'm a, what is it, Platinum member? Is it? It's a serious scarf I had on. I had my club on my back today, so it's not just any scarf. It's not just any scarf. Tie. Tie is the next one, yeah. And there's a different. You have to cook different ingredients differently. Do you know what I'm saying? Adelaja, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, different ingredients have to be cooked differently. And Thai's cooking, yeah, is gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same as Marcel's. I have to be tactical with Thai because Thai is a bit of Marcel and a bit of Neji. He can talk well, he can back up, and he doesn't go around in circles. Thai is a different one. I can't stir fry Thai. Do you know what I'm saying? I might have to steam him. I have to steam Thai. Marcel is straight, full fat oil, boom, fry, like fried chicken on Thanksgiving or Eid or Christmas. Just fry, bro. Fry Marcel, deep fat fry in oil, fattest oil that you can find. Yeah, put it in there, bro, and fry Marcel. Neji is like sushi. You gotta cook him delicately. You have to cook him. But Thai, I think he's gonna slow roast, steam. Big up my Mandem though. Big up all the Mandem. Big up the Mandem talk. Marcel looked and sounded broken. He went all in Ten Hag, bought the ring, proposed, got stood up and altar after put the man on suicide watch. Marcel, literally, yeah. When a girl says no, when you propose to, and then you say to the Mandem, nah. She said no because she's not ready. She said no because she's not ready. Whatever. She's having things going on and blah blah blah. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what Marcel did with Erik Ten Hag, bro. He literally proposed. The man rejected. Every so often, he gave him something to think about, to enjoy about. But in the end, there was no marriage. There was no commitment. There was no commitment. And for the people that don't know, actually, I actually did law in college. I did law in college. And I got an A star in law in college. Believe it or not. I'm not lying. So the way I even had to bring out the objection, prosecution, defending. Oh man. It was funny. It was funny. Let me see if I made any big up. See, not to worry, it won't be long till the next manager's called out like the previous. We'll call every manager out. No, this is where Gav, you need to come on board. We need to get the next decision right. This is why I put the title in the stream. Ruud next question mark or exclamation mark. You know, the next decision that they make, it has to be a very tactical and very precisely thought of decision. Because let me tell you something, yeah? Everything is a build-up until the thing moves and blows up. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be careful. If you don't manage things well, later on, you're gonna block the pipe and you're gonna be left with constipation. Do you know what I'm saying? And we don't want to be left with that anymore. You have to make sure, more, in all honesty, more than the manager, right? excuse me, more than the manager. In my opinion, anyways, it is important to build a good squad. I'm even more grateful I hired you as my lawyer, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. The next manager is not going to win us a title. He will build a foundation, and that is what you need to do. Because look at Liverpool. They have a good enough squad for Arne Slot to come in and do a little bit with it. You look at Chelsea. They've built a good enough squad, and then they got a competent manager, and it's working. You look at who else? Arsenal. They built their squad with the help of their manager because they believed in the system, and they're doing something. They've not won anything yet, so the jury's going to be out if Arsenal don't end up winning anything. Spurs, they've not won anything yet, so again, the jury's going to be out if he's not won anything. But the direction is evident. If with Erik Ten Hag we didn't win trophies, but the direction was evident, we would say, you know what, it will come. There is something, you're giving me something for me to hold on to. It's like reassurances in a relationship. You have to give reassurances in a relationship. Now, here's this, right? How can I put it? I think I can only give you relationship analogies, right? Hear this. So he's won 2 trophies. That's like 2 really good presents, 2 really nice presents, some really expensive presents, a nice promise ring, you could say. Is the FA Cup a promise ring? Leading it, that is less than an engagement ring, less than a wedding ring, but it's a promise ring as a gesture to say, I will one day propose to you, or I am showing you my commitment. Now, after that, what are you doing to build up to the engagement ring? That's the question. You will eventually get bored of staying in a phase where you're not going to get married or see the next bit of success. And that's the thing with Erik Ten Hag. He gave us the Carabao Cup. He gave us the FA Trophy, FA Cup. Now, in the midst of both of those, the first season, in my opinion, was good. Was good. Good league position, silverware, got into Champions League. In all honesty, the first season was a honeymoon period. And in the honeymoon period, you are enjoying each other. You are having a lot of your pleasure in each other. You're going out, you're spending money, you're learning about each other. And everything is nice. You're testing each other's patience. You're testing each other's levels of tolerance towards things. You're learning about each other's likes and dislikes. So the first year is a honeymoon period. The second year is a bit more. Now you start understanding how it's like, for example, to really spend day to day with this person. And that's when things started creeping up. And that's when it really... If he was able to adapt in the second season and show that he can sustain turmoil, then you could say, right, okay, there's a future there because he can adapt. In any relationship, willingness to adapt is the most important thing. It's not about if you love the person, if you care, if you have money, if you look good, if you blah, 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 all of these things. Willingness to adapt for the other person or for the betterment of the relationship is the best thing, or is the most important thing. And that is what Erik Ten Hag lacked, is the willingness to adapt. Now, you could be in a toxic relationship, but still go on very nice dates, still have very good sex, and still have very amazing this, that, the other. But at the end of the day, the core of the relationship is cracked. Do you get what I'm saying? That is the problem with Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United. The core, the fundamental of this relationship, this bond between Erik and Manchester United is flawed. It's cracked. And it doesn't seem like it is not that it doesn't seem like, it isn't compatible. Erik Ten Hag, his persona, his communication, all of these things are not compatible with Manchester United. And that is nothing to say Erik Ten Hag cannot be compatible with someone else. He may have a very good relationship and a successful career at a different club when he finds the right click, and that's fine. This is also me giving a lot of leeway and me giving a lot of patience to INEOS. don't forget what I'm saying, because the relationship will get judged based on now what INEOS puts in place. INEOS is going to have to do the arranged marriage between the club and then a manager. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like what are they called? The people who matchmakers, right? Matchmakers. The matchmaker also works with someone, to say, yo, you want to get married? Okay, you want to get married, but you're looking bummy and dusty right now. Let me fix you up. And that's what INEOS are doing with Manchester United. INEOS have come in and they've said, right, we'll get you the right manager, or we'll do the right things, but first you need to get spruced up. At the moment, you're not looking good. Do you know what I'm saying? People are feeling the suit. I can see in the chat. Are you feeling the suit? Unfortunately, though, I can't show you the full suit because I'm doing working from home. So actually, I've got shorts on. So I've worn the suit, but I've got Nike shorts on, as you guys can see. So I'm going ghetto with it. Ghetto solicitor. Your local ghetto barrister. That's me. That's me. Go out tonight with this outfit, boss. You're drawing, fam. I don't need to draw, man. I don't need to draw. I'm very much happy and content with the woman in my life. So I'm happy with my body now. So I don't need any more. What do you do, Faz? I cook and I clean. That's what I do. And that's what you saw on Mandem Talk. I cooked and I cleaned up. You're looking wavy still. Thank you. Thank you. My girlfriend's not here. I deserve some kisses, man. I'll be honest. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, INEOS, they're doing this matchmaking, and the next and this initial. So they've come into Manchester United, right? So listen to this. They've come into Manchester United. They've spruced up Manchester United, and Manchester United were already in a relationship with someone. They were already seeing someone. They were already dating someone, and that someone was Erik Ten Hag. And what INEOS have said is, right, you know what? We think we can find you better. Let us go and negotiate. Let us go and find you the perfect marriage. They tried and they failed, or they weren't successful for whatever reason, right? At the end, it was a failure. So they've said, right, let's stay with this person 1 year and let's see what happens. And it's going horribly wrong. And now Ten Hag will have to, not Ten Hag, INEOS will have to take the slack. That is what is happening. INEOS will have to take the slack. And that is what INEOS are doing. Now, whether they react quick or not, really and truly, I will never know, and neither will you. When is the right time? Who can really say when is the right time, right? When can you really humbly say, right now is the right time? You can say, the opinion is right now is the right time because, after the Spurs defeat, after the Palace draw, after the 20 draw, after the Liverpool defeat, all of these things involved, you would say it's better to end this relationship earlier. But with a relationship, it is very hard, very, very hard to end toxic relationships. It's very easy to end normal relationships, good relationships. It's easy to end them. But when you have a toxic relationship with someone, it is hard to let go. It is humanly hard to let go. And that is what INEOS and Manchester United and Erik Ten Hag have got going on. It is a toxic triangle between these three. Because one is saying that we tried to find someone, but we couldn't. And we wanted to see between how Erik and Manchester United make how it works. And the other is saying, well, there are so many fans that actually were happy with the fact that he gave us 2 trophies. So where and when can INEOS pull the plug? And I believe, in my opinion, I did say sack him now, but I really want them to be 100% sure when they sack him. And I most importantly want Manchester United fans to be 100 billion% ready. 100 billion% ready. And that's when they can sack him. And maybe, just maybe, it could take one more defeat against Porto or Fenerbahce or Villa or something like that. One more defeat, and that's when INEOS will say, right, enough is enough, because they've clearly had plans in place. Marcel texts me saying numerically we can still come top four, and these are the things, that's the toxicity about it, because even when you have a toxic relationship, you could say, well, technically they can still marry me, can't they, and we can still have kids, but it doesn't mean the relationship is successful. Do you know what I mean? Every relationship has good and bad in it, but it can't be more bad than the good, and it can't be, do you know what I'm saying? And it can't be more toxic than the good, and that's what it is with Erik Ten Hag. And in all honesty, I don't even blame Ineos. I know some of the people on Mandem Talk blame Sir Jim and Brailsford and Wilcox and everybody else and Barada. They blame them, saying they're the ones that made the decision, so they caused this. But I don't, because at the end of the day, the marriage was the proposal of marriage was already there between Manchester United and Erik Ten Hag. They just came in and said, right, we'll spruce up Manchester United, we'll make Manchester United a little bit better, put a little bit more support. The matchmaker Ineos came in and said, we'll give Erik Ten Hag help, we'll give Manchester United help, and let's see how them two do now. It's almost like marriage therapy. And yet it's still not worked. So who's to blame? It can't be Manchester United, because they're the ones seeking the marriage. They're the ones seeking the manager. And it can't be the manager, because you've given him everything. What's easier to get rid of, Manchester United players or the manager? It's easier to get rid of the manager. So the manager's the final one. And they're the one that dictate, lead, and make this club go forward, really and truly, with the help of Ineos. The Glazers got Erik Ten Hag his own players, and so did Ineos. Ineos got him his own players as well. And that's where my biggest fault and the biggest kind of concern and issue and rage is with Erik Ten Hag is you got so many things that you wanted, so many, and yet you are still so poor. And this is where my problem is. Now we go on to the Porto game tomorrow. I will be at Said's tomorrow to do the watch along with Said. So that will be very, very cool. We'll be doing the away games together, me and Said, as many as we can. Porto are in a sensational form since last season. They are in a sensational form. They are not mucking about. Absolutely not mucking about. I think last season, was it, Porto went unbeaten for how long? 15, 16, 17, 18. I think Porto went unbeaten like 18 games. 18 games. And who's going to be able to, break down this Porto team in our team? Is it going to be Bruno Fernandes? In my opinion, no. Sergio Conceição, he was the manager there, before, and now it's Victor Bruno. I don't really know what to expect from Porto, in all honesty. I don't. All I know is we got to be tidy. We cannot make mistakes against them. We did that against other teams already. I think their star player, or one of their star players anyways, Nico, the 22-year-old midfielder, fullback João Mario as well, really good fullback. These are the players that we need to be watching out for. Their players are doing well. In the last game, all the attackers pretty much got on the goal sheet. Overall, their form this season has been good. In Europe, they didn't do well. They lost to Glimt, who I think we play them in a month or so time. but in the league they've been doing well. They've been handling business in their league, and they're a couple of points away from Sporting in the league. Um, Sporting are just crashing it and killing it. Not lost a game yet, and uh, Porto lost one game, and that ended them being second. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how Erik Ten Hag sets out. Um, I'm interested to see how Erik Ten Hag makes this team bounce back after the massive defeat. Um, who are these Porto players? There's not really much huge names in there. There's not huge players in there. They've not got a mad squad. But whatever Conceição left thingy with, the current manager with, they're working on it and they're doing well. Who did they bring in this thingy as well? Let me bring that up as well. Let's see their signings. They brought in a couple players. They brought in Oliver Torres from Atletico Madrid for 20 odd million. And the rest are just some smaller deals. Their big signing was Oliver Torres, 29-year-old. They brought him, is it? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And they let go of a couple of players as well. Andre Silva. Wait. No, I'm looking at the wrong thingy. Hold on. It's gone to the wrong. There we go. Who did they bring in? Oh, they brought in the Ajax player, Francesco Conceição. Who else? They let him go. Who was Fabio Vieira? Who else did they bring in? Francisco Moura. Francisco Conceição from Ajax. Samu from Atletico Madrid for 15 million. And they sold the player to Bournemouth, Evan Nilsson, for 30 odd million. They always do good business anyways, these Portuguese teams. They know how to find players and recruit players in between themselves. They do really, really well. Let me see a super chat. Let me read this super chat. Stephen Bain says, if he goes to a 3 at the back with 2 wing backs and we look like a completely different team and roll over Porto and Villa, would you grant him extra time? No, I wouldn't. I don't understand, like, Stephen, why should I? Why should I? Why should I give him more time because he's done well 2 games? That's not how this thing works, This is where my problem is with this question. And respect to you for the question, but no, I don't know what your stance is. I don't know what your stance is. But no, because for me, right? For me, you can't start a season this bad. You can't. You will definitely have dip in form in a season. That's very natural and very acceptable. But you can't have starting the season this bad, especially when you've got your players in. Unless you have injuries. Let's say at the start of the season, during preseason, you've been bombarded with injuries. Or else no. There's zero excuse. Zero excuse. Faz, don't you think because it took Fergie a few seasons to get going, Ten Hag people think that that's a standard? After all, Nagy said it's 4 years. No, it's not the standard. It's not the standard. No, because average, a manager in a football club lasts 1.5 years anyways. That's average. And on top of that, it's year 3 for him, and it's not progressed anything. And Fergie's time is totally different to this time. We cannot use Fergie's error at the start of his Manchester United career as the benchmark to be judging managers. It does not work like that. Times have moved on. It's moved on a long way. So I don't know why. No, I don't agree with that at all. If football has moved on and the way that we play football has moved on, why are we judging it from that barometer. If that's the case, go and get me Jose Mourinho back then. Apparently, his method of football is old. Go and get me Diego Simeone then. Apparently, his football is negative. You know, what manager would you get if Erik Ten Hag gets sacked? For me, I would take Diego Simeone. That's one of my stance, and I'm ready to stay on it. Um, I like Inzaghi. I like Xabi Alonso, but he won't come. Um, who else? Nagelsmann. I think is competent enough because these managers have managed, some big teams in their time. So I think that experience alone speaks volumes. Being able to handle pressure and deal with clubs that size, it's important because really and truly, Erik Ten Hag didn't have the experience of managing a club this size before. Uh, Girona manager, yeah. Can they defeat Pep's consistent results? The thing is, listen, you don't have to. You don't play Manchester City 38 times. You play them twice. Long as you can beat the other teams or do well against the other teams, you will be in a position to challenge for the title. That's how the league works. No, so that's the most important thing. The most important thing is a manager who's competent enough to churn out results, and you can push, you can squeeze a bit more, you can push a bit more. Once you get to third, you can then push to squeeze the gap on the second. And that's when the pressure builds. Right now, really and truly, we're not putting pressure on anyone. Nobody's even putting pressure on us. What pressure do we have? Deep it this way, yeah. There's always different ways to look at it. Deep it this way. You can really put pressure, for example, on Arsenal. It makes perfect sense to put pressure on Arsenal because they are getting that level of performance. They are closing in on the gap on City. They need to push. They need to push. Eric Bin Laden bombing our progress for 2 years, 3 now. Yeah. Faz, how would you feel about a coach from a smaller team having not won anything, but metrics uh, and eye test show he has a style of play consistent of winning football games? Would you be open to it? No. No. I am not going to let the CEO or the manager of, for example, Toyota to come and manage a Ferrari team. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. You don't have the experience of managing a car that fast. You may understand how car works, but I'm not doing it. No, that's not the risk I'm taking. That's a big risk. And under the Glazers, we've had big managers, but under INEOS, we haven't had big managers. So that is what I want to try. For me, I need a big name. I use the words pre-respect. I need pre-respect. I need a manager that comes in who knows how to one of if we list bullet points, for example, right? Hold on. If I was to mention bullet points, things like crowd management is very important to me. How do you get to the crowd? How do you actually make the crowd believe in you? That is important. How do you keep the crowd motivated when results aren't going good? Because with Erik, a lot of fans gave up in year 2, right? And the ball's been rolling, rolling, rolling. The snowball's been rolling, 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 rolling. He's not been able to get results, which is okay, right? Which is not okay, but right, fair. He's not been able to get results, so it's not helped his case. But then you have an opportunity to do something in the press conference. His press conferences are diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. You need, especially when you work for Manchester United, media management is pivotal. You need to know what you're doing. And you can't talk high horse, especially when you manage Manchester United. On top, results are not going well. You can do that 100. You can talk your big talk, gun talk, machine for machine, bar for bar, spit your 16, no problem. When you're winning, look at how Enzo Maresca is doing his press conferences. He's doing one words, 1 2 words, nothing. It really says much. Look at how Ange Postecoglou is doing a press conference, for example. You know, you need to know how to manage the media, and when you know how to manage the media will end up, easing off on you at times. Results are obviously the number one thing. The number one thing. And if you're not getting the results, you can't have that say. Simple. Again, I will never ever stop saying this thing is the people do not know what they like about Erik Ten Hag. They don't actually know. They like the presence that he gave us. They like the fact that your partner bought you a car or something expensive, a holiday. They don't actually like the partner. Listen, this is deep what I'm saying. You're with someone and you love the presence they gave you, but you don't like the person. That is what Erik Ten Hag is, and the relationship with us and Erik Ten Hag is. He got us 2 trophies, and you lot keep banging on about trophy, but you never actually say wholeheartedly that I like this guy. I like him. I think he's a good manager. I think he's a good I think, he's a good manager of the club. I like him because of everything that he stands for. You can't say that. Not wholeheartedly, anyways. Not wholeheartedly, anyways. Very, very, very. You know, let's say I'm just gonna pick anyone right on the chat. Let's say Seth, who's in the chat, right? Mickey Mouse trophies, right? Seth. Let's say Seth gets with a person, yeah, man, woman, whatever it may be. He gets with a person, and this person gave him some presents. Bought him a car. Let's say as a present. Bought him a holiday as a present. Now he breaks up with his partner for something, and then now he's got into a new relationship, and in the new relationship the new person's also bought him a car and a holiday, but Saf is used to this. He's used to getting cars and holidays bought for him. These presents are standard. He's told you. He told you that in my last relationship my ex brought me a car and a holiday. So, and that's the thing with Erik Ten Hag. He's given us things that other managers have, other managers that we've sacked. So why is it different now? Why are we? What is it that you like? The thing that, again, that's why I came up with a statement. People like the thought of what Erik Ten Hag can give them or Erik Ten Hag can become. They personally do not know what they actually like about Erik, and that is the biggest problem of it all. That is why. Yeah, that is why. Um, who would you want as who's your guy? I said that already. Most unlikable manager we've had. Yeah. Especially when the environment around him has been settled. You do not have international players now going and going on international duty and talking crap. You don't have that anymore, right? That's one. You don't have players going on national duty and saying they feel better here, the environment's better. You don't have that. You don't have players like Cristiano Ronaldo who can be big egos and undermine you. You don't have that. Your squad isn't as bad as other managers had. You don't have that. Your injuries isn't as bad as some of the other managers have had, and not like your second season. You don't have that. Your your issues with certain players, young players who are causing a bit of ruckus. Those issues have been eradicated. You don't have that. There's players that you wanted from your ex team. Not even so. It's not even like players that he didn't want, or he wanted that he doesn't know. You know, some players they recruit players that they don't know but they want, right? Erik Ten Hag brought in players that he knows, that he's worked with. That is where the problem is. Even now, you're going into a different realm of itself. Adam Hanif, thank you, bro. Says, hey, I feel sorry for you, Faz. Hey, 2 trophies, eh? It's the favoritism for me why substitute some players. It is, bro. It is. We're Player FC. United fans are worse than Arsenal fans. I had, you guys here on my live streams on match day, some of the people are saying we should get Martial back. I'm like, what? You're actually taking that. That's when I start looking at the camera, yeah, and I start saying, what the hell, man? What is this? So for me, I would take Diego Simeone. I would take Inzaghi. I think those are the two, really. Those are the two. I can't think from the top of my head someone who's. I mean, Xabi Alonso won't come. Would I take Unai Emery? Yeah, I would take Unai Emery as well. I would. He's had big club management, European heritage, built a team, talent ID, coaching, press conferences. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you very much, Adam. W's in the chat for Adam Hanif, man. Thank you very much, Adam, for gifting 5 memberships. Sincerely appreciate you. Welcome to the new members as well. Thank you very much, Adam, brother. Very, very generous and kind of you. Big up to the new members. I think it's Chris. Who became the new members? Let me go and check, actually. Let me give a shout out to the new members. Who King, yeah, Chris, big up. Rajat, big up to you. Cameron, big up to you, and James Bond, big up to you as well. And for I think James Bond, he's an Arsenal fan in the chat, if I'm not mistaken. I actually know some of you guys from a long time. I remember your YouTube names and stuff. So it's just like talking to friends and family, to be fair, when I'm streaming. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I'll take Unai Emery. Premier League experience with a big club, building experience. Coaching, yeah, I think Unai Emery is a very good option, very good option, very good option. And then after Unai Emery, I'll see if Carlo Ancelotti is still willing to work a couple of years. I'd see if Zidane's learned English yet. But I want big manager. I want a manager who's way bigger than the players, way bigger. See, these names, they don't excite me, they don't motivate me. That's not me. I'm sorry. His idea is well enough. Yes, he will. Just needs a translator. It's not. It can work, and he can learn English. Bruno definitely hates you, probably, and I don't mind. Long as he can perform, long as he can do well on the pitch, that's all I care about. And the players have to buy into. Have to get my buy-in. I don't have to get a player's buy-in. I don't need a player to like me. They need me to like them. Let's be deadly honest. That's how football works. I don't like Dallo because Dallo, speaks to me. I like him and show him my appreciation because I think he's a very good player and I think he deserves it. Same for Kobe Mino, for example. If I met him, who else? Same for Ahmad, for example. It's like when Harry Maguire was signing shirts one time on live on my stream, and I didn't give him my shirt to sign. I didn't want him to sign my shirt because I don't think he's a good player for Manchester United. It is as simple as that. Like I am as I am on stream, as I am in real life. Straight to the point, and I'll tell you. I told Ruud to his face he's the next manager. Now, Ruud being the next manager, let me actually touch on this, right? I do not mind Ruud being the next manager for the rest of the season. And I think people are being a little bit naive about Ruud. And I want to ask you guys why. Can you please comment and tell me what is your hesitation with Ruud? What is it that you don't like? His accolade is pretty similar in terms of doing well at PSV, and Erik has done a little bit more with Ajax, done a little bit better with Ajax in Europe and stuff. What is it with Ruud that you don't? Zizou has been out for too long. That's not a. These people, just because they've been out for so long, doesn't mean they don't understand football good enough for them to manage a team like Manchester United. Absolutely not. Diego Simeone haram football, someone said as well. And I totally, totally, totally disagree. 100 million. I will never, ever, ever stop saying it. Ever. Diego Simeone knows football. He understands the fundamentals of being a manager: crowd management, media management, football heritage, player management, man management, these things. He knows. He knows how to rattle players. He knows how to get into them. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not just about tactics, It isn't. Why do you think Haaland is moving like a nuisance on the pitch? It's not just about tactics. You need players to get rattled up. Rattled up. You need players to get motivated. You need players to get energized. A person stuttering half their words and going, I'm sorry, it's not going to be more. Erik Ten Hag doesn't have charisma. I'm sorry, he doesn't. At the start of his career at Manchester United, I was blinded by everything, and I was like, yeah, sure, but I was wrong, very wrong. And now I've realized that we need someone who's very good and injecting venom into these Manchester United players on a given match day, right? Can these players get rattled up where they want to go mad and start sticking it on players when we're playing home? Start bullying players. I don't believe Manchester United players themselves believe that they can win games. I'll be deadly honest. That's how the way we play football, yeah. I don't think the players believe that they can win. I'd love to speak to any of the players and find out. Sometime when I speak to players, friends who play football, and they're playing a big game, and I ask them, do you think you're going to, they're a big game? So, for example, some of my friends who play football, I speak to them and I say, oh, you've got a big game coming up. They're in really good form. They're doing well. They're scoring goals. They've got big players. And my friends say, listen, we're going to slap them. I don't care. I don't care what form they're in, who they're playing. Don't give a damn. That's the mentality. That is the mentality. That is a mentality. I do not believe Manchester United as a club actually believe they can. And spilling, I'm not bothering cooking you. Like you're beyond cooking. You, you know, it doesn't make sense for me to grill you because you are simply supporting Erik Ten Hag because it suits your brand with Eredivisie FC. That's all. And I'm call a spade a spade. You do not actually believe anything he is doing makes sense. You don't. And he's the reason why, like he said, we become toxic FC. It's not our fault. Interim for Ruud, but then if he wants to stay as assistant, I say keep him. He knows what levels United should be at, and we'll expect that from players. So if Ruud, you're willing to push Ruud as an assistant, why do you want to get managers like Amorim in? Why? Instead of Ruud, why? I'm sure Ruud beat Erik Ten Hag on his last day at Ajax as well. Who do you think is the man most United? Who do you think is Manchester United's most consistent player this season or overall? I don't think any of our players lack mentality. You don't make it to elite football like that. It's the managers. Some have mentality that but aren't good, and some are consistent. Yes, you do make it to top flight football with that mentality. I promise you. Because if you didn't have that, if you had that mentality, why are players getting caught with balloons? Why are players getting caught speeding, drunky, messy nights out? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have upward trajectory and downward trajectory of periods of mentality. You can't keep your mentality 24/7. If you did, everybody would have been Cristiano Ronaldo. That's why everybody would have been. Sometimes players, their mentality drop because they've achieved something, they've got to a level, or something's happening at the time. Yeah, their levels drop. Ruud van Nistelrooy, man was beefing our club captain and Jabi Simmons about tactics move. Okay. And Erik Ten Hag was also beefing our players and tactics. So what now? Um, let me see. How am I Eredivisie broad and you support Ruud, who's from Eredivisie, and I didn't do shit in the Eredivisie. I don't support Ruud yet because he's not done anything as a manager for me to support him. But I'm also not gonna disrespect him. There is no one else involved right now for me to say give him to the interim, give him for the interim period. I'd rather him take it for the interim period because he's here. If we had an incompetent person here, if we had someone else here, I would have said give it to them. Whoever's the assistant manager, that's what you do, don't you? Unless they want to do a Ragnick situation, who they sign as Ralph Ragnick. They sign as like Ralph Ragnick and bring him in for a little bit for him to see it out. But with Ruud, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, right, because you specifically, Spilling, know how much I'm beefing Eredivisie. I am on a rampage with Eredivisie. I do not like what the Eredivisie has done to us. I don't. And it's Erik Ten Hag's fault. We bought all the players from Eredivisie Ajax team, and we are dust. Do you know what I'm saying? Martinez is getting smoked now. Every so often, he's getting smoked. Frankie didn't even come. Do you know what I'm saying? Where's Ziyech? Hakpo's on the bench for Liverpool. All the good players from Ajax have gone to other teams, not Manchester United. I'd say Mazraoui and Martinez, maybe. That's it. That's all we got. And De Ligt maybe now. But again, these players, 5 or 6 games, and the fans will start turning on them. Don't forget. Juventus manager has big match experience. Madueke, Noni Madueke, big baller. Listen, all of these things, yeah, you're saying it's because Eredivisie tax. I'll be deadly honest. It's Eredivisie tax, man. It's Eredivisie tax. I would love Ruud temporary, but some say he got the experience to manage a big club. Did Erik Ten Hag have experience to manage a big club? Because he didn't. Remember the name, yeah, Tillman and Bakayoko and JD Scruton. Watch them go to Liverpool. Are you a Dallo or Mazraoui fan? I like both of them. It's funny how Rashford has more goals for the club than all our players combined. And that's the reason why many people support Marcus Rashford and say, Marcus Rashford deserves to be in Manchester United and whatever it is. But nobody can identify what the actual reason is why Marcus Rashford is performing the way he is. Nobody. Which is absurd in itself. Why is Marcus Rashford always year in year out we talk about confidence? At 27 years old, does he need confidence? Ajax is maybe Netherlands' biggest club. Don't care. Jabi Alonso at Bayern didn't have any experience. If I was a manager, I'd make it clear to Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, you cannot play, take them off. And the in-game management as well from Erik Ten Hag is woeful. Woeful. Absolutely woeful. I'd say most consistent player is probably Dallo, but this season is probably Mazarawi. Mazarawi. United top Reds will want United DNA football like we're back in the late 90s. New manager like Inzaghi will be hounded out. I mean, look at how City pass, and make it boring, but the fans don't shout because they know they're gonna get a goal at the end eventually. PSV won the most titles in the last 2 decades. So why are you blowing? I don't understand. In one sentence, you're saying Erik Ten Hag won this with Ajax. Then in the other sentence, you're saying PSV won this many titles in 2 decades. Which one is it? The fact is, Erik Ten Hag didn't actually. A lot of the play, a good few of the players he inherited at Ajax, and Ajax have a style of football already that works so well. Rashford has played with 8 different left backs in a year. Amrabat, Dallo, can't blame him. Yeah, but having a left back doesn't having or not having a left back doesn't stop you from making a right pass, from jumping, from passing. So you can't give me that. I'd prefer 3 at the back manager. I'm very surprised now how 3 at the back is so popular. I mean, Never Miss Rob and Spilling Media will probably own up and say, I've been saying 3 at the back for time. For time. I used to say it when I was on United Stand, and people used to say Faz doesn't understand football. Funnily enough, now what goes around comes around. People are so hooked on watching 3 at the back just to see better football. PSV is my first love. Fast. That's where Man United brought Ruud. Remember, I forgot Yapstam van der Sar, so stop making my league look small. I'm still beefing you guys, man. Your league is not small, but I'm still beefing you guys because I'm not happy with their Eredivisie, man. Feyenoord defeated Girona. Fast. New Manchester United. Manchester United needs Juventus guy. He has balls to drop lazy players. As of latest, they've given him 2 games. Bruno's red card has been overturned. What do you guys feel about that? Bruno's red card being overturned. You guys happy with it? Or not happy with it? Fast, Dallo in a top defender. All the goals against Spurs and turn they came from Dallo's side. He tried. We need Shaw or Malacia backup. You are absolutely freaking concussed. I can't even talk to you, bro. How can you say that? Spurs centre back ran with the ball for how long? For the first goal, please. How do you actually watch football, bro? So the last player who's supposed to defend the ball, it's always his fault. But the players who are let it, bro, Mazarawi let him run past him, no? How many players did he run past before he scored that goal? Before he made that assist? How many? But you blame Dallo because he was not in the back post. This is how I know that football is mad right now. People are watching football in a mad freaking way. Dallo is tired. That's why I'm saying Dallo's always tired because he plays every game for every freaking for club and national team. So he is tired, bro. He's tired. Bruno red card was not a red, but it's a shame we're not going to see a team without Bruno. Johnson was walking as a free man, more free than Diddy. Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Eriksen, I would just bench him. Let me see. Do you think Bruno's red card was a red? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. He don't track back because he's been asked to invert in constantly, go up. It is hard, bro. What are you talking about? Going up and down is freaking hard, bro. The fuck? These are not machines. Not machines. Bruno's red card as well. I was disappointed, man. I wanted to see some football without Bruno Fernandes just to see how this team does. And unfortunately, I don't get to see it. And I'm upset about that. I really am upset about that. I really, really am. But Porto tomorrow, my lineup. Let's actually do my lineup live on here. And I wanted to get this thing out. Let's actually use this, what I've bought. I'll keep the red as Manchester United, the red side. Tactic board. You know what I'm saying? Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you guys can hear me okay. So I would like to play. You know, this is the referee, by the way. Let me put him there. Shall I give you guys my tactics or what Erik is going to do? Which one? Which one would you want? Tell me quickly. What in the McDonald whiteboard is that? Taking a piss. Fastball. Let's do fastball. So, seeing as Luke Shaw's injured and seeing as Lenny Yoro is injured, I'm going to start with, ideally, I wanted 3 at the back, but I'm going to keep 4. Right? I would like to play a double pivot. Right? A double pivot. Beautiful, sensational double pivot. Yeah. And then I would like to play a 1 just behind the striker. And I would like to play Ahmad on the right wing. And I would like to play Anthony on the left wing. This is going to be Kobe Mino in the middle. Between him and Christian Eriksen, they can swap and change. They can swap and change. You have your typical Mazarawi. You have your Martinez, Delict, or Martinez Delict, and you have Dallo. Now, the beauty with this is, why I would do this, is I can swap Anthony and Ahmad. I can swap Anthony and Ahmad, and I can have that partnership between Mazarawi and Anthony. So Mazarawi can start going up. Okay? Christian Eriksen and Xerxes, that is fine for me. Okay? So this is my standard. Ahmad and Anthony, they can swap whenever they need to. Right? Whenever they need to, they can swap. Now, there is another one that I would also try. Okay? We can go into this 4-3, almost 4-3-3, but it's a little bit compact with a 4-3-1-2. Right? Xerxes and Højlund together. I would like to see how that works. Xerxes and Højlund. Not Xerxes and Mount. You know what I'm saying? Not Xerxes and Bruno. Not Xerxes and Rashford. Xerxes and Højlund. To see how they do. When you match these two up together, that's when I'll really find out what, can they link up together? In the one, I would keep Eriksen. And to protect Christian, I would have Ugarte, Casemiro, Mino. If Casemiro goes up to join the attack, whenever he wants, this is Mino, right? If Casemiro goes up, Mino can drop in. So you always have a 3. right? If Ericsson goes up, Minor can drop in. You always have a 3. And this way, this cutting out in the midfield, in my opinion, would be stopped. I can then have, obviously you can have Ericsson Minor. That's what I just said. Yeah, you can swap and change. Players can swap and change, but you'll always have the 3. This is a little bit more compact. This is a little bit more compact, and this is a little bit more helpful to stop them, because we're playing away. Don't forget, obviously, we're playing away. This way, we stop them from affecting us. And they play in a 4-2-3-1, which I've set up here. They play in a 4-2-3-1, and if I was to bring it up, let's say, if I was to bring up their formation, right? So let's do it like this. So let me bring up all of their formation, right? And then how we would occupy the space. So let me get rid of the ball. Give me 4-2-3-1. So 4. Let's do the 4. Yeah. So this is how they set up, right? So this is how Porto set up, right? 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. Okay. The reason why I'm keeping it compact, and I'll bring that up as well. There we go. There we go. The red is Manchester United. The green is Porto. Yeah. Their player, Nico, very good player, aggressive player. I keep 2 forwards up front. The reason why I'm keeping, the reason why I'm keeping 2 forwards up front is because you're not isolated with having 2 centre backs on you. The 2 strikers can actually stop them from playing from either channels, right? And then you have this one player here. Ideally, it would be nice if someone like Bruno's legs. Listen to, I'm not saying anything else, but someone like Bruno's legs. But what the beauty is, you stop the playing out here, and you have man marking here for the 2 numbers 4. You have man marking going on here, man marking going on here, and you stop that easy passing going up from the first line to the second to the third. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So these 2 strikers, Rasmus and Xerxes, if this was the lineup, they would stop the link play from when the goalkeeper passes the ball. Where the fuck is the ball? There. When the goalkeeper passes the ball from the centre back to the centre back passes it to the fullback, you have a nice squeeze of players to squeeze. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have a nice squeeze. And this player is already man marking one of the front 3. And this way, you're able to squeeze them a little bit better. And if the ball goes this way, again, you squeeze this side, right? So these 3 players are very pivotal for the squeeze. When the squeeze is beaten, because it will, right? Let's say the ball is played through, boom, okay, and the ball reaches here. They're gonna push these players up. They're gonna push these players up. Naturally, these players will drop. These players will drop. Don't forget, already each player here is man marked. Already, every player here is man marked. Every player. Ball reaches here. They either go back. Again, you start the squeeze. Again, you start the squeeze. Right? They don't go back. They progress the ball forward. You have your fullback there. They have one striker. We have 2 centre backs. They can deal with it. And at that point, when the ball goes up, you see this person here, this player, very pivotal. They have to come and join here. This is very important. And this is where we mess up. This player who was originally part of the squeeze, right? He was originally part of the squeeze. Remember when the ball goes from the goalkeeper, when the ball goes from the goalkeeper to the centre back, to the centre back, to the full back, this player is part of the squeeze, right? Because this striker is squeezing this channel. You know, they're squeezing this channel. This striker is squeezing in. He's going here. Yeah, he's marking number 5. 3 is marking number 5. He's squeezing. They're squeezing, right? When the ball is played through to this player, to the forward, and they're progressing, this number 3, whoever that is, right? He has to follow this player, number 5. You know, in the 4-2-3-1, the 2. One of these 2 is going to go up. One of these 2 is going to go up and cover the spaces. And this player, it is important for them to mark a man. It is all about staying on your man. Bro, your tactic won't work. They got fullbacks, you invert. Garnacho won't track. And this is the problem. Is where you're saying he won't track. Look at how every player is with every player. And then you have one more player, you know, extra bodied here. You have everybody who can double up here. You have the striker doubled up. You have this player with the ball doubled up. Yeah, doubled up. You have this player free. Yeah. If the fullback needs to invert in and double up, they can. Everybody marking a player. Look. Every area is being covered. That's how you squeeze. This is how you squeeze. Who in this defensive shape, red being Manchester United, green being Porto, is not being marked. And it is not about scoring as much as scoring can win the game. For us now, we need to defend a little bit better. We need to stop players walking through us. Van de Ven, fucking, what was it? Fucking like, walking here. Brother, how the fuck are you walking like this? The man was running like this. What the fuck? Naji. Double up. Everybody double up. Everybody double up. Yeah? Stay on your man. Single with the striker if need. You double up here. Bro, everybody double up. Player here, double up. If you need, go here, double up, double up. You have your one player striker there to help. Right? This is where. Now, they will go into a 3 anyways, and they will have one extra player here. And when they have the one extra player here, see, I've got one player covering there. You didn't spot that, did you? When they actually have to, they go in a 3 in the back, and the one player goes overlaps, that fullback you're on about. Look, I have a spare man here. It is important to follow your runners. Very important. Follow your runners. Wingers who are creative are being doubled up. Striker is being doubled up. Every player in the midfield is covering a position. Simple. If you need to double up, you double up. If you need to mark up someone, you mark up. Whenever you're done, let the other person know. That is how you squeeze. Now, when we get the possession of the ball back, everybody go back to your position. They're going to retreat, you know, whatever. If they go into 3 in the back, and this is where the competence of players, no, not zonal marking, man marking. When this happens, when we intercept the ball, for example, you give it to the keeper or whatever you need. And look, we have our players here. Remember? You know, I'm trusting Onana's passing here. That's what I'm trusting. We have our players here who are able to receive the ball. We have our players here who are able to receive the ball. They will have to start tracking back and they will have to start squeezing. Once they start squeezing, we go back into our natural shape of putting players in a 3 in the middle. And there's the one here. It is important, whoever this one is, 4-3-1-2, yeah? Whoever this one player is very competent on the ball. It is very important. Bruno and Rashford are not in this lineup. It is very important because when we receive the ball and we've won the ball back and we started playing out, look at how they're squeezing, right? If they squeeze in this manner, they have a lot of players, you know, to keep us in our half. And don't forget, you know, we have 2 forwards occupying areas halfway on the pitch. For us to be able to play out, is this player has to be very, very good in the ball. You know, this player, they have to be good on the ball. That is what's very important. And that's why this player cannot be Bruno Fernandes. It cannot be. It has to be between Eriksen or minor, the competence level of those to be able to play out. And then we can play, Eriksen can play the ball over the top to one of the players, get the team forward. You have your fullback like Dalot overlapping. You can play them as well. Now, this is a bit more compact, and people might not find this entertaining, and that is fine. Now, the first formation that I gave you had Ahmad in it. This formation does not have Ahmad or anything in it, right? When we go back to our original formation, where I actually put Ahmad in, right? I put Ahmad and Anthony, don't forget, right? Let's go into there. Let's go into an attacking phase. So let's say we were going into an attacking phase, right? They have their 1-4-2-3, and they go into a 3 in midfield, right? Let's put the 3 in there. And we play into a 4-2-3-1 as well, right? Four two three one versus 4-2-3-1. Simple. Right? Simple. 4-2-3-1 versus 4-2-3-1. Simple. Now, in this scenario, Anthony, Ahmad, Anthony, whichever, they can swap and change. Swap and change. I don't want Amad Diallo to start tracking back. Hear what I'm saying, yeah? I don't actually need Amad Diallo to start tracking back. And here is the reason why. Let me explain why. I need Anthony to do the tracking back for Dalot, right? That's fine, because we know Dalot needs a bit more help defensively. Mazraoui doesn't. The reason why I want Ahmad to stay here is because if they play the ball and they progress, I have the 2 to come here, and this player here, this middle player here will come and make the 3. This is very important, and I will leave Ahmad and Xerxes here because they're competent on the ball. Look how compact we are already. You have this player, the striker's doubled up anyways. This player to cover, and you have that one extra player here as well that makes a 3. So that could be Eriksen, Ugarte, Casemiro, all here to protect these little gaps, little channels, and then you have this guy, little channels. Do you understand? The reason why I want Ahmad to be around here is because if and when we intercept the ball from one of these channels, I want Ahmad to be able to receive it because he's so good on the ball. He's able to protect the ball. Even if he wins it and they start squeezing, we'll be able to play off one another. Right? And get forward on the pitch. And they'll be on the back foot then. Does Eriksen have the stamina for this? And that is why, you make subs, isn't it? And that is when, in my opinion, I would ask Bruno Fernandes to do that job. Do that job that I need you to do when you are here. When you are here, Bruno, don't do this. This is what happens when the way we play, actually. Let me just bring up my information. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's because of your donations and stuff like that I've been able to purchase this, so I can, talk some actual enjoyable football with you guys. So the way that the reason why this happens, yeah, is because this is Bruno, this is Xerxes, this is Garnacho, this is Ahmad, yeah? Xerxes stays in this channel. Xerxes doesn't actually press like a headless chicken. So they push up just a couple yards more. And what Bruno does this. He does this. And what then happens is because you're in the 2, right, and the ball gets played out, this player has a lot of space. So this player follows this player like this, yeah? And this player is they become like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is where the issue is. Garnacho is following, or trying to somewhat follow a man, and the fullback is being left with the ball. Xerxes trying to squeeze a little bit on this channel. Look at this. Look at the gap. The channel of the passing becomes so much easier because the ball can just, at any given moment, they can find a pass that will eventually find the midfield because Bruno Fernandes has gone up. This is where the problem is. This is as actual simple as that. And once they have this, it's a 1v1 kind of scenario. They have an extra body because they have an extra body. Let me hold on, chat. They have an extra body because they go into a 3, yeah, and they start flooding players in, and the fullback even goes in and floods in, inverts in. That's the fullback. That's the opposition fullback, and they start flooding in. And at that point, Bruno's coming back, but by that point, the ball is already been played. All of this here, the ball is being pinged about here. You have, you're trying to man mark, but there's always players free. It's always opposition players free. Always opposition players free, and that is the problem. No, it's not beard and banter. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're wrong. Absolutely wrong. Enzo Maresca, Arnie Slot, stop it. Stop it. You can use this chat in the other channel, in the United Stand channel, and that. You can't use it here because I won't stand for it. Not anymore. And this is why, when the ball is being played, to one of the midfielders, defender goes into press. You're left with 1v1 with the defender and a striker, and they'll start squeezing up. Garnacho's press is, just up to there. Players are coming in, inverting in, wingers inverting in. And look now, you're just always a player free, always a player free. Always a player free. And this is why we're going wrong. So the pivotal thing is if you can teach Bruno Fernandes not to press like that. That's the biggest thing of it all. Big up to Adam. Big up Zed as well, still in the chat. And this is why Manchester United are going so wrong. So wrong. Because Dalot, that goal that happened over the weekend, players here, it's a very good run. You can't take away anything from the run. The run is fantastic. But Dalot, this is the 3. If this is Dalot, number 8 is Dalot. He's been asked to be around these positions all the way here. Why? And then my man, we've squeezed all over like this. We've tried to shift all over. Brennan Johnson's gone all the way there. Dalot's running here. And my man just walked through the ball, somehow managed to get past everyone, and then ping the ball, boom, goal. And this is why the problem is. The biggest singular problem is this midfielder going and pressing with Xerxes, and that is the problem. I just showed you a 4-2-3-1 that would make us a little bit more compact with having more midfielders in their right position. Four 2-3-1 versus 4-2-3-1. First line will always have loads of players with the ball, and this player will have to be chasing. So what Bruno does is goes to help him, but when he goes to help him, he leaves this area behind. And Bruno's not the type of player to go and stick to his position, and that's the biggest problem of it all. Biggest problem of it all. So I would not play Bruno Fernandes or Rashford tomorrow, and I would actually tighten it up, keep it a bit more compact, and go from there. You would have sacked Ferguson, and you wouldn't. Like, what are we doing? Ferguson's name was on the board, bro, to get sacked. What are you on about? Please, man. Please. Stop with this toxic shit with me. Ferguson's name was on the freaking newspaper articles. Anyways, you do not like Erik Ten Hag. You can't tell me what you like about Erik Ten Hag. You like the thought of Erik Ten Hag. That's what it is. And you won't understand it and realize it because you're concussed and you're blinded by Eric's grace. And if you take offense to that, then you're too soft as well because the world has gone too soft. You can't call someone concussed and them say, "Oh, you got me concussed." Allow it. Allow it. The manager's causing a problem. Imagine banter and beard, yeah. Imagine you're in a relationship. Yeah, and you got gifts. They gave you gifts, but on top of that, they're toxic and abusive to you. Make it make sense. They're toxic and abusive to you. They chat shit to you, but you like the gifts that they gave you. I've already gone over this analogy, man. Like this, there's no coming back. There's no coming back from this. Facts. What makes ball retention goes to better defense? Yes. The best managers go through crap and figure it out. You figure it out, innit? You figure it out. I wouldn't understand it because I've not been in a long-term relationship. Well, you wouldn't know half of it, to be fair. You just think you know. Anyways, I might have been in a relationship longer than you. How do you know? Faz, what makes players not follow these types of simple instructions? Because they're not being given the instruction. That's why. That is why. If they are given the instructions, then they would follow. I think it's what it is. Haha, Faz is stumped. Listen, if you want the link to come on stream and talk, you can do because I will grill you to fuck and you won't have the answers. You can't explain the football, Erik Ten Hag football, like the way I did with this. You won't be able to do it. You just like the thought of keeping the manager. You can't even talk about the actual football. But look, anyways, I'm not wasting my time on a single individual who won't be able to break down anything really. If you want to talk, you can DM me on Planet Faz, and I'll send you a link to one of the streams, and I'll debate you, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I do know what you like because you like. What is it? Well, it's not that you like, but you're suffering from Stockholm syndrome. That's all it is. Marcel today, free from the shackles. Freed from the shackles once and finally. Tied, 2 games left. Neji, he says 1 year left. He gets from bad to worse. Bad to worse. Yeah, you have my Instagram, Planet Faz. I've offered you. Other content creators won't even offer you. So you've got that much grace and respect from me. If things are not working, would you like to change? Would you like to think Erik Ten Hag would change things around? No, it's year 3 and he's not changing it around. I've literally just broke down his single biggest problem on this stream, asking Bruno Fernandes to do the things he does. The single biggest problem, and I've changed it up without putting Ahmad and without putting any wingers on the pitch. I would still keep the ball more compact and the team more compact where they concede less goals. It might not be fancy and extravagant football, but it would be better because you would concede less and you would control the game more. Then you can change, and when they tire out a little bit, you can bring in your wingers to help, secure goals or whatever. Football, you can get goals from anywhere, free kick, corner kicks, loads of different things. But our numbers, just like our possession numbers, horrible. Our ball retention is horrible. Our chance creation, chance conversion is horrible. Last season was shots conceded was horrible. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. So it doesn't make any sense, and it will happen again and again, and especially with a squad like this that he has. He's got very good squad. De Ligt, Martinez, Mazraoui, Dalot, people's favorite Bruno, Ahmad, Zirkzee, Eriksson, players who are good on the ball, players who can keep the ball, and they're not keeping the ball. So that's the biggest issue. That is the biggest issue, is you're not able to make something out of actual decent ingredients. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. Thank you all for staying. Porto game tomorrow. I'll be live with Saeed. I might be live later on tonight to play some FIFA 25. I've promised you guys FIFA 25, but I haven't. It's because I've been doing lots of things around the house. Make sure you like the video if you haven't. If you enjoyed that, if you enjoyed this, the coach football, if you like this, I'll do more of this. And yeah, we'll keep this thing rolling, man. I might make some videos with this thing as well. I like this, and like I say, if you guys want to challenge this, if guys want to add things to the tactics or educate me on the different tactics that you want to prefer or you think would be better, let me know, because we have this. We can do it. And live on stream as well. That'll be good. Thank you everyone for joining. Anyways, it was really good, really fun. I'll catch you guys tomorrow as well. Match reaction tomorrow from Saeed's, and I'll drop a video with this tomorrow maybe to show you guys what I would do, or maybe clip that bit up, and we'll go from there. Thank you all. Take care. Peace, love, and guidance. And I'm out, people. Love you all.